大家好，欢迎来到我的频道。今天是周末，这是我在做今天的早餐。今天我想做一个不同于以往的早餐。我先煎2个鸡蛋，2根火腿，然后把我买的牛角包烤出来，把鸡蛋和火腿夹在里边。另外再增加一个南瓜粥。这是昨天我把我们家种的这些长得不好看的南瓜呢都蒸熟以后呢，用破壁机打碎，然后熬成粥。Do you want?
Go ahead.
What do you say?
I was going to ask you if you want your selfie pole.
What is selfie pole?
The pole.
Oh, selfie pole. Yeah, I want.
Okay, just waiting for you.
Thank you. It's good. You lose some
Yeah.
pounds. How do you think this breakfast? This is first time I make it.
So this looks good. Tell me.
Eggs.
Hot dog.
Oh, hot dog. But I didn't put any more in there.
Didn't put any more what?
Like the cheese
Oh, right. It's okay.
and butter.
Okay. And so tell me what's in this.
You said that is scrubber.
Squash.
A squash. Squash. That is squash.
Okay. And is there anything else in it, or just squash?
Yes, squash. And onions. Squash onions.
Okay. And what kind? And what's on top?
Oh, that is seeds. Oh, sun seeds.
Sunflower seeds.
Oh, sunflower seeds, and this is
Cranberries.
cranberries. This is squash.
Yes.
Do you like squash?
Yeah, not all that much, but it's okay.
Oh, squash is good. It's healthy.
Yeah. And you make it taste good.
Oh, something. Onion and milk, butter,
Ah.
and black pepper.
Got it. And then the seeds and the cranberries. Very nice.
Yeah.
So what did you want to talk about this morning?
I want talking about the depression.
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 Okay. Well, first let me ask you, what do you think depression is?
Depression is a little mental problem, I think. People get some bad things. They cannot let those things go away.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, so people are getting more and more sad.
Okay, good. So you said a couple of really important things there. You said it's a little mental problem. And you said it's when bad things happen.
Yeah.
And you said it's when the people cannot deal with what happened. They cannot get over it.
Yeah.
And then it gets worse and worse, and they get more and more sad.
Yes.
Okay. When you say it's a little mental problem,
Is it?
well, hang on.
Okay.
When you say it's a little mental problem, why did you use the word little?
I think it's not real mental problem.
Right. This is one of the things I want to change your mind about. Any illness or condition can be a little bit, what we call mild, or it can be medium. In medicine, we call it moderate, or it can be severe. So, if somebody has any long-term medical problem, it could be asthma where they wheeze, can be mild or moderate or severe. A little, some, or a lot, right?
Wow.
Any disease. If they have arthritis and their hands hurt,
Yeah.
it can be a little,
Yeah.
it can be mild, moderate, or severe.
They can feel it.
So, no, I'm saying any condition can be a little, medium,
Medium,
or a lot,
loud.
severe.
Yeah.
Okay? The same is true of depression. It doesn't have to, it's not all mild.
Oh.
Okay? Depression can get very, very severe.
Oh.
There are people who cannot get anything at all done
Yeah.
for years and years because their depression is so severe. You said, I think it's not a real mental problem. Tell me why you said that.
Because they didn't need to see doctor. They didn't need to take medicine. They didn't be abnormal.
Okay? It turns out that's wrong.
Oh.
Well, that's okay. That's why we're talking.
Yeah, you are professional doctor.
So about 1 out of every 3 women in America will have depression at some point in their life that is so bad they need to see a doctor.
Oh.
1 out of every 3.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But in China, people always thought that is not real problem, real psych.
Right. But
So-
it is.
Oh, that's why a lot of Americans want to see doctor.
No, wait a minute.
Okay.
The illness is not different in China or America. It's just that in America, the friends and family allow the patient to go see a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
In China, they say, oh, you don't need to see a doctor for that. And so the people don't go to see a doctor. I think part of the reason you said it's not a real mental illness is because you also said it's because of when something bad happens.
Yeah.
And so a lot of us think of a real mental problem happening when somebody gets sick and nothing from the outside happened.
Oh,
That when it's because of something from the outside, like a divorce or a child dying or something like that,
oh, yeah.
that means it's not a real mental problem.
Yeah.
It turns out that is not true. There are lots of people who get depression where nothing bad happened from the outside. And there are lots of people who get depression where it did start from something bad happening. But it turns out there is really no difference between depression that happens because it started with something bad happening and depression that started even though nothing changed on the outside. So the idea that depression happens because bad things happen
Yeah.
is not at all, is not always true. The other thing I want to mention is that there's a problem with the words
Yeah.
We say depression, and sometimes we mean I had a bad day at work
Yeah.
and I'm depressed, but I'll be fine tomorrow.
哦，是 only short time.
Right. And it's a very different feeling.
Yeah.
When I'm sad because of something bad that happened at work, but I know I'm going to be okay again tomorrow, that is very, very different from what we think of as the disease called depression. I wish we had called the disease something else so that people do not get confused between having a bad day and having what psychiatrists call a major depressive disorder. When you have a diagnosis of a major depressive disorder, it goes on for weeks or months or years, and it affects every area of your life.
Oh, yeah.
It affects your work, it affects your family, it affects your view of yourself, it affects how you deal with friends and going out into the town.
Oh.
It affects all those things.